On the Table, St. Patrick's Day, and Lex Go Green. This and more up next on this week's edition of Lexington Now. I'm Neil Noah, and this is Lexington Now for the week of February 11th, 2019. Lexington's popular Community Conversations initiative is back again. Here are the details on getting involved.
It's my pleasure to serve as today's host to explain what On the Table 2019 is all about. For the third consecutive year, Bluegrass Community Foundation is pleased to present On the Table in Lexington. At the Community Foundation for more than 50 years, we've worked to create more generous, vibrant, and engaged communities. As we've learned over the past 2 years, On the Table is a terrific opportunity to gather around a table over food and drink with friends, neighbors, colleagues, and new acquaintances to talk about the issues, big and small, that impact our quality of life. This year, Wednesday, March 27, is the day we will dedicate for community-wide civic conversation, not only in Lexington, but communities across the Bluegrass. On the Table conversations are part of a national initiative funded by the John S. and James L. Knight Foundation. The foundation believes in helping cities attract and keep talented people, expand economic opportunity, and create a culture of civic engagement. The Knight Foundation and Bluegrass Community Foundation believe that successful communities are equitable, inclusive, and participatory, and we appreciate the Knight Foundation's many investments here in Lexington. At the Community Foundation, we know that big ideas can spring from small conversations, and people invest in what they help create. When we come together as a community to listen to each other, to learn from one another, we can make a more powerful impact, and that's what On the Table is all about. In the 2 years that we've hosted On the Table, survey results have revealed that equity, social inclusion, and race relations are key topics of interest to members across the community. These findings have informed this year's topic of conversation, which is belonging. Through simple conversation starters, we'll explore how we create a more welcoming and inclusive city and county where everyone feels a stronger sense of belonging. On the Table is for everyone. All are invited to host their own table or join as a guest at a publicly hosted conversation. There is no fee to participate, and On the Table is not just for adults, as you can see right here.
I have spent the better part of 20 years, including 16 years on the Urban County Council, listening to our citizens talk about what they want for their hometown. And listening is so important. Listening is what we're talking about today. Listening to citizens tell us what they want for our city, their vision, their concerns, their needs. So I want to first thank Lisa Adkins and the Bluegrass Community Foundation for once again putting together On the Table. And this is the third year for On the Table. In the first 2 years, the annual surveys of participants have indicated that equity, social inclusion, and race relations were key topics of interest. And I encourage everyone to put On the Table group together at your home, your church, over lunch at work, wherever you can put it together. Then on March 27th, as Lisa mentioned, take a break from March Madness. Take time to talk about our city, our schools, our traffic, what you're doing, what we're not doing. Whatever you like, let's get it all out on the table so we can make good decisions for the future. That's what it's all about. Thank you so much, and now it is my pleasure to present a proclamation. So Lisa, if you'll come stand right here. So this proclamation says, whereas On the Table is an opportunity for citizens to come together to talk about issues, big and small, that have an impact on the quality of life here in Lexington, And whereas in the 2 years Bluegrass Community Foundation has hosted On the Table, the annual survey of participants has indicated that equity, social inclusion, and race relations are key topics of interest. And whereas on March 27th, thousands of citizens across Lexington will gather around tables to offer ideas on ways to make our city a better place to live. Now, therefore, I, Linda Gorton, Mayor of Lexington, in celebration of the Bluegrass Community Foundation and all of the citizens who will participate in On the Table, do hereby declare March 27th, 2019, On the Table Day in Lexington. Congratulations. Thank you for your leadership. Yes.
You can get more information at bgcf.org. St. Patrick's Day is coming soon, and there's a lot to look forward to this year. Here's more.
So the Lexington St. Patrick's Parade and Festival is celebrating its 40th year this year, and we are hoping that everyone will join us in downtown Lexington on Saturday, March the 16th. The day kicks off with the Shamrock Shuffle for Lexington Habitat for Humanity, and then our All-Tech Festival and Parade take over the streets of downtown.
And we do the Blessing of the Keg at 10:45, and then the festival is from 11 to 7. And the parade is, we take a break at 1 o'clock for the parade. And this year it's a big year. This is the 40th year for the Lexington St. Patrick's Day Parade. It's a big deal, and we're having Bill Enright as the Grand Marshal this year, and his wife Carol Enright. And they started it 40 years ago and have stuck it through the whole time. And it's pretty special year.
For our festival, we've got all kinds of things going on. We've got vendors, we've got performers. What are some of the vendors that we think we may be seeing?
Got a lot of local shops, of course. Fulcha, the Irish shop, will be there, as I am every year. But we've got a lot of local artists and some new vendors this year we're pretty excited about. We also have some more kids' activities going on. We have the Party Ninja, which I know my kids are pretty excited about. And we have lots of local musicians and lots of Irish dancers, and it's going to be a lot of fun. And even if it rains, just come on down. We're under tents, so it's no big deal. And they say it's a little bit of good luck to rain on St. Patrick's Day.
So our festival is actually not only the booths and educational opportunities and food and beverage, but we've got a great lineup of performers. It includes Irish dancers, it includes pipe bands, it includes Irish music bands from here in Lexington and from throughout central Kentucky. So we're hoping that everyone has the opportunity to join us in downtown Lexington. Again, starting with the Shamrock Shuffle at 8 a.m. Our Blessing of the Keg, the All-Tech Kentucky Bourbon Barrel Ale Keg, kicks off at 10:45. Festival takes to the stage at 11. And our parade then kicks off at 1 o'clock. The festival will continue after the parade. So if you can't make it down early in the day, join us later in the day. We'd love to see you in downtown Lexington.
And a big shout out to all our sponsors, because without them we could not make this happen. So thank you to Parks and Rec for co-sponsoring this with us, the Bluegrass Irish Society, the Lexington Celtic Association, McCarthy's Irish Bar, and Ashford Stud.
And speaking of green, Lex Go Green after the break.
This message is brought to you by the U.S. Fire Administration. Have two ways out. When fire strikes, deadly smoke can fill your home within minutes. That's why the USFA wants you to plan and practice home fire drills. Draw a map of each level of your home showing all doors and windows. Discuss the map with everyone who lives with you. Practice your home fire drill at least twice a year. Make sure all doors and windows that lead outside open easily. Push the smoke alarm button to start the drill. Try feeling your way in the dark or with your eyes closed. Have at least two ways out of every room. If your first way out is blocked by fire or smoke, you can use your second way out. If there is smoke, get low and go. Crawl quickly under the smoke to your nearest exit. Close doors behind you. And gather at a pre-planned outside meeting place where first responders can see you. Call 911. Remember, get out and stay out. Never go back inside for people, pets, or things. Learn more at www.usfa.fema.gov.
Cigarette butts are Lexington's #1 most littered item. don't trash the bluegrass.
Welcome back to Lexington Now. Lexington Environmental Services has a new radio program called Lex Go Green.
You know, last year we did about over 8,500 potholes.
Wow.
We had, as far as work orders, I think close to 3,000 work orders that were completed. And we used about close to 750 tons of asphalt.
Oh, wow. That's a lot. Yeah. Okay. Well, the point of this show is to educate people in Lexington and our listeners about what we do in city government. So let's just walk them through it. What do you guys do day to day, or what does a normal day look like for you?
Well, normal day starts with schedule. Like a supervisor, we get work orders that come from the public for the most part. Once we get those work orders passed out to us from our supervisors, that comes down from the office. From there, we just go out and attack those work orders, fill in potholes, whatever it calls for.
My name is Jen Lancaster. I work in environmental services, and we're part of more of the communication side of things. And our big thing is outreach. And our new project is to record shows with Lexington Community Radio. And these are just 1-hour episodes. We try to get you good tips on the go, and we also upload them to SoundCloud afterwards, so you can access them anytime, anywhere. We try to make sure that that's out there for you. So you can tune in to 93.9 FM to listen to the English episodes. We also have special Spanish episodes that are 100% in Spanish, and you can tune in to 95.7 FM to catch those. These air on Mondays at 11, and then the Spanish show is every 2 weeks, also on Monday at 11, and those re-air on Thursdays at 4. Topics of the episodes include recycling, water quality, composting. We just talked to a streets and roads crew about all the very important things that they do for our city, like filling in potholes and things like that. So we try to cover everything and educate people about what city government does for its citizens.
It was different. I was on radio, and I was just talking about what I do, where I work, and what's the daily of it. I'm on the pothole repair group, and we fill in potholes and we repair the road. It's like base failure or whatnot. I get to work with the big boy machines. I like the steamroller. I feel like I mastered that. I like the dump trucks. It's big. Everything's bigger than me, so I like it.
And when you guys are doing snow removal, what's the first thing that you guys have to do? Do you go out to get the salt at the giant salt barn? Do you just kind of show up and someone's already loaded up for you and you get on the roads and go at it, or?
A little bit of both.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes if you're in the first shift that starts, we just got to get our salt loaded up, and we all have our own areas. We have, like myself, most of the pothole division, asphalt department, we do a lot of our work out in the county.
Gotcha.
So we just load up and head out and do what needs to be done.
Well, I'm a public service worker senior, and I am over the pothole and base failure crew. This time of year, we're mainly doing potholes, maybe some shoulder work, but mainly potholes. We get work orders from the office, from the public. The public calls in to 311, and we get those work orders, and we have 48 hours to take care of those.
So the theme of the radio episodes is Lex Go Green. The Spanish version is Lexington on Verde, which I'll try to pronounce as best as I can. And the theme is just green tips on the go. So anything that you think equates to green living, we talk about it. So recycling, anything with waste management, composting, water quality, a whole slew of things. So we do the radio portion of the show, but we also do short segments with Lexington TV about the same topics. So if you want a nice visual of what we do, you can tune into that. It's on channel 185 on your cable network.
The 12th annual Walk for Warmth is coming up on Saturday, February 23rd downtown. Laura Carr with the Lexington Rescue Mission has more.
The Walk for Warmth is a fundraiser of the Lexington Rescue Mission that helps move individuals and families out of homelessness here in Fayette County. It also raises awareness about homelessness in Lexington. This is our 12th annual Walk for Warmth, so been a number of years. It gets a little bit bigger every year, and depending on the weather, hopefully it'll get bigger this year. It's always been in downtown Lexington. We've started at Phoenix Park most years. The Walk for Warmth will be held on Saturday, February 23rd, starting at 10 a.m. and it's a 2-mile walk. So as long as it takes to walk 2 miles, that's how long it'll go. We'll start here at Phoenix Park and we'll end up at Broadway Christian Church at 187 North Broadway. So the purpose of the walk is to support the Lexington Rescue Mission's Homeless Intervention Program. And that program moves individuals and families who are homeless into housing. So what that does is we help people find affordable housing, and then we'll pay the first month's rent for them to get into housing. They pay the security deposit, and then we provide several months of follow-up home visits to make sure that they're stably housed and able to maintain their housing. So all the money that's raised from the walk will go directly towards supporting that program. Well, I hope that being outside in the cold, the chilly weather in the winter, it'll give people just a taste of what it would be like to walk the streets of Lexington during the day. A lot of our homeless neighbors, that's their day-to-day for a lot longer than a couple miles. And so we want people to have an experience of what that feels like, just a taste of it. But also, ultimately, we want them to feel like they're making a real impact in the lives of their neighbors who are homeless. The easiest way to get involved is to go to the website, walkforwarmth.org, and they can get all the information there. They can register online, and you can also start your own little fundraiser for the walk through the website. I want to thank Lexington Fayette Urban County Council because they have helped contribute to this, as well as our other sponsors, Bank of the Bluegrass, Humana, SRC of Lexington, and WJMM, and Novellus.
Chris Edwards joins us with a look at this week's Lex TV televised meeting schedule. Chris?
Thanks, Neil. Welcome to the second week of February, the week of February 11th. This week we're coming to you from our Lex TV control room. We have several meetings to tell you about. They're going to be televising live here on Lex TV, so let's get right to it. Starting on Monday, February 11th at 1:30 p.m. will be the Board of Adjustment meeting. Then on Tuesday, February 12th, will be the General Government and Social Services Committee meeting. At 3 p.m. on February 12th will be the Council work session. Wednesday morning, February 13th, will be the Police and Fire Pension Board meeting. So obviously, if you're a retiree of either our police or our fire departments, you'll want to pay close attention to this meeting. Then Wednesday evening at 5 p.m. will be the Board of Architectural Review. It's 5 o'clock on Wednesday, February 13th. Finally, the sixth meeting of this week that we're televising will be the 1:30 p.m. Planning Commission meeting on Valentine's Day, February 14th. That Planning Commission meeting will be about subdivision items, so stay tuned for that meeting coming up. Neil, that's what we've got this week. 6 meetings live here on Lex TV. You can always catch the replays on the weekends, and you can always catch the archives on the city's website. Neil, back to you.
Thanks, Chris, and thank you to all of you for joining us. That's all for this week. You can keep up with us on social media and check out the latest traffic updates on Twitter at LexRex, and catch our live traffic cams on lexingtonky.gov. For the staff and producers at Lex TV, I'm Neil Noah, and that's it for now.